Yo, what is good guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm going to be doing some tier lists here. We're doing overall tier lists, like how good they are, skill, and then we're doing the maps. So let's get started. Now, I think personally, no, I think he's the best. I think he's the best killer. He has great range abilities. He's not like crazy slow. His passives are pretty solid. His minions can be seriously strong if nobody's there to take them out. Actually, if they do get taken out and he misses shots, he's not that great. Not that strong. So I'll put him in great. Jason, he's alright. You know, he doesn't really have any ranged abilities, but again, he's pretty fast. Actually, I'm going to put him at mid, not good. Because he doesn't have that much. He just runs after you. He's not like Cool Kid where he can have range, or John Doe where he can trap. He's really basic. He's not that great in my opinion. Guest, he's alright. You know, his block can be good at times, but again, if you miss it, you're kind of toast. But you know, at least you have that extra 115 HP, and if done properly, due to him having hit priority, his block can be better for that, and his charge isn't that great, but it can take out minions from 1x and poor kid. I do think Buildman's great. If used properly, and if you're on a good map, keyword, if you're on a good map, even if you're not on a good map, he's good. If you're on a good map, he can be seriously strong. For example, on this map, if you place it right there where my cursor is hovering over, it's pretty powerful. On this map where the little ledges are, if you do it on where the ledges are, it's really good. So, I think for that reason, it's pretty great. I'm gonna have to put Chance alright. I don't think he's that good because again, he's just Chance. If we're stupendously lucky, he's definitely strong. He's the best in the game. But from when I've played him, you're not gonna get that lucky. Get real. You're not gonna roll 100 heads in a row. It's just not happening. And if you get caught lacking when you have stacks of weakness, you literally get one shot or two shot, or it's gonna be cancer for you. And if you shoot yourself, that's even worse. Now, 2-time, I think he's good. The reason why I think he's a bit better than Guest is because the backstab ability is more stun. The only issue with it though is that, you know, if you miss it, you're kind of cooked, and he has 35 less HP than Guest. But his revival ability is really powerful, and I would say he's arguably better for last man standing. So, for that reason, he's in good, because of his crouch ability, he can hide from the killer. I think Elliot's also good. He does have 80 HP, but unlike some other survivors, he has some, you know, the pizza thing does help a little bit. It's not massive, but it helps out. And if you're good, you can just be in and out, so the killer can't really start a chase with you. And that's really powerful. But the thing is, you have to do gens, which is why he's not in great. You might think that's stupid, but people bum rush gens, so by the time Elliot's even got 5 stacks to his thing, everyone's already done the gens. He won't be able to get it fully maxed. These two just have to go mid. You guys know my opinion on these two characters. Actually, let me explain. These two provide nothing to the team. All they can do is just waste time by having the killer go for them. That's it. And they're just last man standing merchants. Taff is literally worthless. I don't need to explain this. I think everyone agrees. He's really shit, worthless. Doesn't do anything. If played properly, these can be really good. But again, like, you do nothing for your team. You don't really help. You cannot help. There's literally no way you can help. Duskart's also mid. The reason I put him at highest at mid though, actually, yeah, this is a good rating. I think I might put him at not good. I can't even lie. Cause the thing, nah, I don't know. These are both like equal, but Duskart, I'm only putting him a bit higher. He's still mid, because he has 9 less HP. His passive is fucking worthless, and he has nothing to defend himself. And on most occasions when I've been playing him recently, people just run at you when you use your shield. And it literally is just so annoying, because then the killer can just bum rush you, and you don't have any way to defend yourself, so you're fucked. And again, he's a bit map dependent. If you have high ground maps, he can be pretty strong. Otherwise, he's kind of cancer, not that great. Cool Kid trash. I don't need to explain this. He doesn't have an ESP/wall hack where you can see someone. And this can easily, literally lose the game. If one of these two are in last man's, if, for example, I was playing a game earlier, and then 0-7 was last man standing. I missed my walk speed overdrive. That's also a big issue with him. If you miss your walk speed overdrive, it's like guaranteed loss. Oh yeah, just don't press it. Man, it's a shit ability. It shouldn't be there, man. Your M1's just as good, I'm not even kidding. If not better. But yeah. I missed my walk speed overdrive, and I can't find this guy. There's nothing I can do. I cannot find him because my pizza bots sometimes just don't move. They don't find the closest guy. And I can't see him because I don't have any SP, and it can lose you last man standings really easily if played well by the other guy. So yeah, I'm also going to put John Doe at great. I don't think he's as good as 1x, but I still think he's great. He's a lot different to other killers, where, at least in my opinion, the other killers like 1x or this guy, you want to get close, but this guy you make, like, you want to get close to them, but with John Doe you want them to get close to you. Like, you want to limit their space, and he's really like, you have to have good knowledge of how to use the spikes, otherwise he's kind of shitty. I like, for example, a lot of bad players playing John Doe, what they do is they just keep chasing you, then they use their spikes, but they miss, and they don't use it in a way to limit your movement. So basically, they've just not moved during chase for like 5 seconds, meaning you've gained distance, and you can basically infinite loop them if the cycle goes on, which is why, if not used properly, is shit, but if you're good with them, you can limit where they go, and his traps are also, I can't lie, I've fallen for a few of his traps recently, and they're kind of cancer, because again, they boost his speed, and they make the other guys slower, and they give you wall hacks. And he has also wall hacks, it's pretty neat. His passives are also pretty strong, and they're getting a buff. So yeah. Should that skill, I'm gonna put him in good. Yeah, I don't know, I might put him on alright. But I think he's good. He has the heals, and he has the heals on the sword. The sword is a lot kind of shitty compared to like 2 times of this, but I think the heals make up for it. Also, again, 2 times backstab was kind of inconsistent for that reason. Anyways, now let's get to skill. Wilderman. You don't really need one skill. You don't really need to know where to put it. By the way, I'm not going to be including looping skills in this. Like, just how to play them. You just need to place it right. It's not that hard. Spencer placement isn't fucking crazy. It's not rocket science. Actually, I'm going to say he's noob friendly. He's not that bad. You need to know what you're doing with guest. If you, like, for example, you need to know when to use your charges. You know, like, it's pretty common, it's pretty common to know how to use a charge. If the killer's chasing someone, you just make the killer push them back in the other direction. But, like, if you're good, you know how to take out both clones of core kids with one charge. That's a bit of a high skill thing. Also, you can take out multiple clones of 1x with the charge too. And the block prediction. Listen, if you're super smart, you can get this down, and I've done it to a few players, and it feels so rewarding. Only issue is that, you might miss a parry, but you have to have a decent brain for it. Again, I think I have to actually be a certified pro for 2 time, because at highest potential, I think he's arguably the best character in the game. The issue is, landing that backstab is borderline impossible unless you're a GOAT. Only one person I've ever played against has done this to me, but he whooped my ass, so if you cracked, you cracked. I'd say skill, multiple skill, because his first ability, which TPs, it's fucking really easy. But if you're really good at clone skies, he can be pretty solid. Like, for example, you can fake out. You can act like a clone and just run in one direction, and they sometimes won't notice. So if you're smart enough, you can use it to your advantage. But it's kind of hard to do. That's why I'm putting it at high skill. Noob now. I don't think it's that hard. I think it's pretty simple. Just know when to pop your cheeseburger. Just pop it before last man standing or use an ESP. And pop a blocks to corner when he's coming near you. Pop a slate skin when you're out of stamina. It's not fucking rocket science. And you need to know what you're doing, John Doe. Again, if you don't know what you're doing, you will just get infinite looped. And for that reason, I think he needs to be here. I think he's arguably quite killer friendly, and new friendly, but the issue is if you don't know how to use the spikes and the trapping mindset and like how to use the spikes properly, and you just throw them out whenever you have them, he's super shit, and you won't ever catch up to anybody in chase unless you hit them with spikes. If you miss the spikes and you keep spamming them, you will never get anywhere. You're so shit. Um, I think you need a bit of skill. It's not that hard to use abilities, just good aim and just good placement. But the aim is somewhat hard, so I'll put him there, which is actually why I'm going to put this guy here. Actually, I'm just going to put him here, because he just needs to be good at aiming. The rest is stupidly simple. Just don't go near him when you're flipping a coin. Reroll for a decent amount of HP. And aim. That's it. Again, I think this guy's pretty noob friendly. Just there is some high skill receiving, be in and out, but otherwise his ability use is just fucking easy. I'd say average skill. The chicken's obviously easy when you're out of fighting or out of chase. Just use the chicken if you're damaged. And the sword swing though does require some decent brain cells to land. So yeah. I'd have to say, yeah, I'll probably say highest skill. Actually, I don't know. Cool kid, got me go with cool kid, bro. But yeah, I think this guy requires the highest skill. Because of aiming his abilities, and he's super reliant on them. If you miss all your abilities, no joke, there's no point in 1x. He's literally he's just a worse Jason. He's pretty noob friendly, you know. Taff, pretty noob friendly. Just places shit down. It's pretty simple. I'd say cool kid. You need at least average skill, because projectile aim. The pizza men do the shit for you, so that doesn't really require any skill. Doesn't have any passives, so nothing's done for you automatically. And yeah, I think that's probably gonna be it. And next one, maps. Let me have a zoom in real quickly. Oh, this map. Definitely survival sided. It's really big. There's some ledges over here, so for example, if you're 1x, your projectiles can't hit everybody in the map because there's here they can be on. So that can be annoying. And during last man standing, unless you're John Doe, this is pretty cooked situation, I can't even lie. You're going to be losing a decent amount of like time here. What map is this? Oh yeah, this map. I think it's kind of balanced. There's like for John Doe, there's a lot of places. I'd say it's probably survival sided for Cool Kid and but for example, 1x I think it's pretty fair. For John Doe, I think it's kind of strong for John Doe, but for the other two killers, Cool Kid and Thing, I think it's pretty weak because again, there's like a lot of obstacles and a decent loop you can do is actually in this picture. You can run around these and some killers will just hit them and then they'll lose a lot of speed because you get weakness from it. So yeah, I do think it's slightly survival sided. This one, I still think I still think survival sided. For like what's it called? Car. There's a place there. I think it's like in that direction. I don't know which angle this is at. I can't even tell you, but there is some places for Car to use abilities. Some decent sentry spots. Yeah, and the killers don't have that much advantage. There's not that many walls, so John Doe doesn't have a big advantage, and it's also a decent slant. I actually put it more survival sided because again, it's pretty hard. But I think in more open maps, killers such as Cool Kid and Jason do have the advantage because they don't have any many obstacles to deal with to like one round and path around. Definitely survival sided because at least as of right now, they're gonna change it so the stamina loss is different. But as soon as you start off, you're losing stamina half the time. And I do think the red things definitely help, but I just think there's basically three flaws. One up here, the green and the brown is kind of cancer to deal with. Definitely killer sided. Really short, super flat, small, flat. There's a decent amount of obstacles, but otherwise, you can use the obstacles again. If you're John Doe, just run them to a corner trap one side and then you can just kill them. Or like 1x is really flat, easy peasy. It's not too obstacle filled. So I mean there is tons of obstacles, but it's not that bad. I do think killers like Jason. I think it's a easier map for Cool Kid too to find people. So because keep in mind Cool Kid is on an ESP. Um, I'd say it's balanced to be honest. It's kind of big, but I don't think it's that bad. I don't think Survivor's have that many advantages. Maybe I'd say slightly Survivor side, but nah. There is different flaws to it, so 1x doesn't have a big advantage, but cool. It's pretty open. There's some areas that aren't, and again, if it plays properly, like for example, there's some really good. There's pretty solid Duscar spots, pretty solid engineer spots. There's any other guys that play shit down, decent ritual spots. You know what I mean? So it's alright. Again, balanced. There's not that much elevation, so it's solid for 1x. There's a decent amount of trapping for John Doe, but it is somewhat open. And again, there's decent spots, maybe because it's slightly killer-sided, but actually, yeah, I'd say slightly killer-sided. Survive-sided. Really big, and again, if you're up on this little castle part, it's just cancer for the killer. Like, if you just killed someone at any other side of the map, and it's last man standing and the guy's here, you're not reaching them, because they have so much, because you have to run this way, you're losing stamina right here, and by the time you get up, you're out of stamina and they're already gone down here. So yeah, I definitely think the Survivor side, at least during Last Man Standing, there's also a lot of good spots. It's one of the best engineer sentry spots here, arguably the best Duscar spots here, so it's really good. Your resting place. Yeah, it is again Survivor side because I think that the cliff is really good for the sentry, Duscar. There's a lot of elevation, so it isn't as good for thing. Actually, I'm gonna bump it down because of the poison rivers. I think the poison rivers definitely make it. Actually, not. I think the poison rivers are seriously helpful. They help you cut a lot of basically when you're taking paths. Long story short, imagine my mouse. Imagine a survivor is running like straight, and you're over here. You'd want to, and they're running straight. You'd want to take the angle. They can't. Okay, let me actually miss it there. For example, yeah, the survivors don't want to touch the water because they take damage, so they'll use the bridges. But you don't, because you have so much fucking HP. So you just cut the angles, and you'll catch up to them faster. The pathing is easier on this map. Therefore, I think it's balanced. There are some really good spots for Deuce Cart and Sentries, and some pretty good last man standing spots, but the rivers definitely help out a lot. But yeah, that's my tier list. Tell me if you disagree, if you hate me, if you want to fucking kill my entire family, please let me know. And yeah, see you later. Peace out.